if you know me in real life, please click out of this video. It will be rather personal. The only reason I am putting it on here is if someone who has gone through the same experience, if this can help them. So right now, it is November 16th, and it is a big, very big day for me. Last year, I was in 8th grade. You know what, let's start in 5th grade. We're setting the scene back to 5th grade. And in 5th grade, I started feeling really just randomly down. But I figured, oh, everyone feels this, but it's just one of those things you just don't talk about. It's just part of life, you just don't talk about it. So I thought everyone felt hopeless and alone, kind of. And I remember on a specific day in 5th grade, I don't know the exact date, I messed up schoolwork-wise. You see, I was a nerd. Not like a nerd, but like I got really good grades and I messed up on something. And it made me really sad, really depressed. And I remember going into the bathroom, girls' bathroom, crying and just staring at the toilet wondering, should I just end it and like be done with this? But I didn't, because who the hell wants to be found dead in a school toilet in 5th grade? So I just kind of pushed it out of my mind, like, okay, that's normal. Like, it's a-okay, I am fine, everyone's fine, nothing's wrong. You know what? Nothing is wrong. And in 7th grade, I started feeling just depressed in general. I mean, I was already depressed, but things started to get worse. Things felt pointless. I had no energy. I danced for a good majority of my early years, and I loved it, and I stopped enjoying it, so I quit dance. I had to finish the year, but I didn't enjoy it, so I quit some of my classes, and I was done with dance. Haven't done dance again, and it kind of went on like that. I found something I enjoyed. Set crew, company. It was the theater program at my school. And I was like, you know what, maybe this is the thing for me. And things were going great. I would stay at company way too late and I would barely get any sleep, but I would work my ass off for company, and that was good. But I started falling behind in school, and I still had this in my mind where I'm like, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, no one enjoys me. I just thought everyone hated me and I was this idiot. And I was like, okay. So company was the one thing I kept on going for. Like, I was like, okay, I am failing some of my classes, but I love company. It's my thing. It's the thing that's keeping me going. It's the thing that's keeping me sane. But it was driving me insane at the same time. The one thing I enjoyed. And in 8th grade, the summer of going into 8th grade, I was at Sleepaway Camp, and I found this kid who had the same experience as me, like depression-wise, and I was like, wait, what? Maybe I have depression. Like, maybe, because this kid had depression, and I related to this kid so much, and I was like, maybe I have depression. And I was like, okay, probably. I had already been diagnosed with ADHD at that point. So I was like, kind of like, okay, mental health, like, that's a problem I know I have, like, and I knew it was part of my being. And so I kept on going, but knowing that this was not normal. I figured that out. It's not normal to hate yourself this much. And I slowly started opening up to more and more friends. And then I started falling behind again, and I got severely suicidal. I was already really depressed, and so every night I'd think, is this worth it? Is this worth it? And I was such a mess, and everything felt so pointless, and I was done with everything. And on November 16th, 2016, I had just failed a test. So I went to the bathroom at school and I broke open some pens. Tried to drink the ink. Of course, as you probably know, I was an idiot and I had no clue that that wouldn't mess you up at all. But it was partially just a cry for help and partially just I'm done with everything, you know what, fuck this. And I was so ready to die. I was just like, this is it, I am done. But I didn't die, as you can tell. And it didn't even mess me up that much. I mean, besides the fact that it tastes like rotting olives. So honeys, never drink that. So, that was on a Wednesday and it's currently a Thursday. Because that's how years work. And the next Monday, I was like, okay, there are approaching due dates on several papers that I had to do. Not several, there's like 2. But I hadn't begun. And I was stressing out so much, just so much. And I decided, you know what? Today's the day. And I planned everything out. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna kill myself today. And it wasn't very, like, it was real. And I was relieved in some ways. I was so calm. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna die today. This is it. Okay, goodbye. Like, when my friends left the building, because I was staying after school for company, I texted my friends, like, in this really happy, energetic tone, hey, don't read this message that I sent, like, an invisible text. Like, until you get home, it's super exciting, like, it's A-okay, good times, honeys. But in those messages, I was like, hey, today's my final day on Earth. I am planning on killing myself by 2 in the morning. Because I did not sleep. And I was like, okay, I'm done. This is my life. And then my mom picked me up from school. And she told me that from after school. And she told me that there's a family emergency. My dad was having tests done. So I was like, okay, my dad is gonna die. And then she's like, no, it's not your dad. And I'm like, is my brother okay? Because I have a little brother who I love with all my heart. And they're like, yeah, he's okay. And I'm like, is it you? Is there something wrong with you? And she's like, yeah, I'm okay. It's you. And little did I know, there was only one place that I felt I could be truly open. My journal. She read it. I accidentally left it at school. Home. I used to bring it with me everywhere because I knew if I kept it with me, no one would have an opportunity. And I left it at home. Guess who's nosy? My mom. And so she took me to the hospital. And I was put in the psych ward. And I missed Thanksgiving with my family. So I spent a week in the psych ward. And I missed Thanksgiving, though my mom made me pecan pie. I felt it was awful, and then I ended up missing a month of school. I had several weeks of an outpatient program, and I got put on some meds, and I went to a therapist, and right now I'm not going to a therapist anymore. You know why? I don't have time. I'm a high school student. I go to a good school, and I am relatively okay now, but I was not. I was a mess. I was absolutely falling apart. But I'm understandable now. And my meds weren't working, so I doubled the dose. So they doubled the dose. So that's what I'm on right now. The meds are probably still too low, but it's what works for me. And I am living now. And I am alive. And this is my story. I know it's really bad. I've just been trying not to freak out because it's been a year to the day since that day, and thank you so much if you're watching this. Thank you. Goodbye.